Hello YouTube, this is TheodoreCraft here. Welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to begin a tutorial series. So first tutorial, how to make a Bukkit server. I actually have been quite an expert of servers by now. I actually have my own. You better check that out. I'll leave the IP in the description. And yeah, so I actually have a very big variety of different plugins that make the server pretty fun and entertaining. So rather than that, let's get this tutorial started. So first of all, you want to open up your web browser and type up Craft Bukkit, and then you want to go to this page. It will be the first page you hit, and what I like to do is you actually should click the beta build, but first you want to make a new folder called where you're going to put your Minecraft server. So I'll just put it YouTube tutorial. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on that beta build button. You should always use the beta builds. And very much more stable than the development builds. I actually learned that the hard way. Alright, my internet's being slow right now. That's fine. So I actually have used a development build a few times, and that really didn't work out that well. And I actually looked at other tutorials, and I found out that development builds, like the latest development builds, are usually not that stable because it's like they just code some stuff and they throw it out there. Recommended builds is like they actually check for safetyness. And what the heck is wrong with my internet? Yeah, so if it asks you that question, keep the file. These do not contain any viruses whatsoever, so I'm just going to keep that. Once it's done downloading, you want to move it into the folder where you're going to put all your server files. And I don't know what the heck is wrong with mine. Alright, so it's in my downloads folder. So after that, you want to move that jar file into your folder. Okay. Come on, computer. I'm relying on you right now. So while that's loading, you want to go inside your YouTube tutorial, and you want to go to new text document, and you open that, and then you want to go back to your web browser and type in how to make a Bukkit server. So I don't know why, but my computer is my web browser is not being very nice to me. It keeps changing it from Google to Search Condiet or whatever it's pronounced. I really honestly don't care. So it looks like it's in there, so let's just wait for my internet to load. It's having a bit of problems, and you want to click on this page. It should be in the Bukkit wiki. That is the main priority. Alright? So stupid ad. So what you want to do, if you have a Windows computer, you want to copy this. You just want to bring your and start clicking on the pause and then drag it up. Press Control C or any other format that you would, or method that you would copy text. And what the heck? You want to go into your new text document. It honestly doesn't matter what you are going to name it because we will be turning it into a batch file. So you want to paste that in, and this is your amount of RAM your server will have. This. Alright, so what I like to do is I just like to keep it default because like this is a tester, and then you want to go to File, Save As, and you want to name it .bit. Well, you don't actually have to name it this exact text, but it has to have a .bat text after it, because this will be the main thing that you will be doing for your server. And you want to go to all files, and then you want to select all files like that, and then you want to press save. So you want to close your internet browser and go back to your server. So now you see that there's this magical Windows batch file appearing, but you don't really need this text document anymore. So what you want to do is, like, you just keep it there or throw it away. I like to throw these away. They're pretty much pointless. So you want to go to your .jar file, your craft bucket, and you want to rename this craft bucket, because if you do not rename it craft bucket, the batch command will not recognize it, and because it clearly states that it has to run craft bucket.jar. So you want to, and this is the thing that your batch file is going to be running, so you need to rename it craft bucket. So now you want to double click your batch file, and your server will start running. And it might say this, loading libraries, please wait. Don't worry about that, it's normal and all that things. So bucket order. So it's going to load approximately 3 worlds. If you don't have 3 worlds, I don't know what you're doing wrong, but I don't know. Unless you have like a multiverse plugin or something. Alright. So it will load your first world, which is the overworld, and your second world is going to be the nether, and the third world it generates is going to be the end. So just keep in mind about it. So level 2 seed, and that's the seed code for your. And now when it says done for help type help or question mark, you want to stop the server, like just typing in stop, and then you just press any key to continue, so you can close this command prompt. Okay, now you want to go to your server.properties file. This one. So you can edit it any way. I would recommend you open it with Notepad++ or your default Notepad or WordPad. Either of them work. And then you'll get this. So the MOTD, here's an example of that. It's this. It's the message that you see on every server, like LockedCraft Network, shop now at store.lockedcraft.com. That is what people that join your server will see when they show your server. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say YouTube server. Why not? And command blocks, it's equals false. I like to turn that to true so people can build spawn. And your max players, the default is 20, but if you don't have a lot of RAM and your computer's not that good, I recommend you change it to 10 slots, because that is the maximum amount of players that can join your server at once. And spawn monsters true. It's like you can have it at any difficulty at all, but monsters will spawn or not spawn. So I like to keep that on true, because, it's kind of stupid. Alright, so your server IP, you don't have to put anything like that. I will be explaining that in another video. And then allow flight, you should turn that to false, because that prevents hacking. Alright, so your server port, leave that alone, and your level tab, leave that alone. Enable recon, leave that alone. And your seed, that is only if you want a specific type of world. You just entered the seed. And forced game mode equals fault, leave that alone too. I recommend you leave this max build height alone. And whitelist, so there's, as you can see, there is this file called whitelist, and you put all the names that you want for people to join this server. So that's what the whitelist is if you enable it. I don't like to do that because I actually have a public server. So, and PvP, so no matter what, you will not be able to hit other players or do any combat things. So I like to keep that at true. And difficulties, 0 is peaceful, 1 is easy, 2 is normal, and 3 is hard. So 1, that is the default, and I like to keep that one easy. Okay, so the player idle timeout, so it's at 0 seconds by default, so it won't really kick anyone, because if you wanted to kick someone after 1 minute, like standing still, you would change that to 60 seconds, because that's 1 minute. And yeah, so I like to keep that at 0 because I don't like that kind of things. So online mode, where is that? Online mode, where are you? Okay, so it's defaultly it's true. I recommend you keep it like that, because if you use online mode to false, there actually is a chance that your account can be easily hacked. Okay, so keep that on true, but if you put it on false, that means people that have cracked accounts can join your server. So after you're done with your changes, press save and exit out. And then ops. These are the people that have full admin commands to your server. So I'll just put in my name, of course. And I'll file, save, and exit out. So plugins folder, I'll be talking about that in another video. And then after you saved all your changes, just run your server. So anyways, if you enjoyed this video and you found it helpful at all, leave a like, comment, and subscribe.